All right, welcome. welcome, as we begin our tale, Inheritance, Part 2. Anyone joining us, I hope you do so and have fun with us. As a reminder, uh, a lot of our channel point things aren't necessarily applicable. However, you can give a advantage that will allow them to roll the 2d20 and take the highest. As we begin our tale today. So, last week, we found our crew negotiating for the life of their mother and finding the deal less than fair. Listen, man, they simply said no and walked away, having been warned by a go-between of sorts gentleman that they had to maintain the house through the night. And it is here where we come back, as all folks had given some defenses and are ready for it to happen. So we will start in a moment here. The house that once was Granny Odessa's sat in the midst of a beautifully maintained field. Even more so now that the family from out of state had come and claimed it, at least by the law of the state. But not quite laws much older and binding. No. Deals that had been made long before any who are now present in the house were even born or thought of. Well, those had to be honored. And our young folk have learned quickly that inheritance isn't just property, but it is tradition. It is the ways and means of things. It is the deals that have always been and always will be as long as these mountains stand. That is the way of things. And no amount of new blood, new birth, or new owners can change that, family. No, indeed. Staring at this property, these lines, all manners of creatures, all manners of, well, things that look like people, but are not. The first line. Hungerers. Ones that can deal with the daylight a little more easier than others. Don't mind being as close to these wards. Could just be foolish already, as the claimant is about to begin. They thirst and hunger as they feel the power of the green waning from the protective circles and stones. Deeper in the wood around, there are what any sane person would think and hope is a howl. But who the wise would know, and those who have been driven just crazy enough in these hills to know the truth. No, they ain't no howls of anything natural. No. For there's a great many forces and people who want this land and who have a claim to it. And they're not about to let 3 children in a house that isn't theirs quite yet get in their way. In this cute little home itself, Riley and Nellie worked tirelessly, using the magic they knew and their know-how and the what little things the green had already taught them since that incident at the dance with the tree that wasn't really a tree. And all the while, Nathaniel, who had not been as frequented by things like the inner dark as others, began looking around with his can-do and will-do attitude that had got him, well, quite far in the National Park Service. He decided how he was going to help protect his inheritance and probably most importantly, of absolute necessity, his family. So Nathaniel, what would you like to do?
So I think what Nathaniel would do is once the girls are in from making their preparations, Nathaniel would then work to barricade the doors and make sure, because I'm assuming they open in.
Mm-hmm.
Traditionally, that's how external doors work. So he would do that. And then I think he would make sure that his rifle is clean. He would clean it and make sure it was ready to go if they needed it. And just kind of keep an eye out.
All right. What kind of security are you trying to do? Because we had technically been boarding them up. But you could definitely
windows. Okay. No, if that's already done.
because you could add more to it, which would be fine too.
I think Nathaniel would like to try and walk around the house to determine if there were any other weak spots that maybe they missed. Try to see if there's something somewhere where something could sneak in or force its way in that we haven't thought of.
Yeah. It's going to be a challenge of intelligence, level 4.
Okay. Would I be able to use my skill of finding and noticing small details for this?
Absolutely. That would bring it down to a 3.
And then I will use some effort.
All right. And down to 2. So 6 or higher right now.
If I rolled the dice that were in front of me, the highest I could get was a 6. So Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and roll. An 8.
Begin to look around. Up and down. Taking stock. As you go upstairs, there's a small detail you do find as you explore the master bedroom itself. That it has its very own fireplace that has not been secured.
So then he would look for something to block it off with, or secure it.
What would you like to do?
Does it look like it has some sort of grate that goes over it, or does the flue close? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like
I
the
mean, the food
turnkey.
definitely would close, yeah.
Okay, so he would make sure it was closed, and then um, he would try and find a large piece of furniture or whatever to put in front of it to kind of try and block it off.
Alright. So you go to fully and kind of get it locked in, basically?
Yeah, and sort of blocked off with
Alright.
like a big piece of furniture or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say just be at level 3. Might.
I will go ahead and use effort. Drop it down. So 14.
Alright. Get that put up pretty nice. We'll say making it equal to the other defenses of the house. And right, real quick, I got to take care of a door answering, but then I'll be right back. Right. Anything else we need to address before we move on from the preparation? Good. In that case, night begins to fall on the property that a deed is yours. It is the abrupt silence that hits you first. The evening's crickets and cicadas stop. The transition of the nightly tweets and even the sounds, the goats and chickens upset that they're repositioning, goes quiet. And there's just the wind that chimes around the house. That all seemingly in unison fall from their positions. The clanking upon the porches. Symbols, but here or there, trinkets and woven grass fall. And you hear the sound of cracking wood and metal. Sound far enough that you think could only be the gate. And that's when, before anything else, the whispers and breaths, not really saying anything at all, just quiet enough to not be heard and loud enough to give you the shivers, moves through the yard, and the air inside of your house drops. And you begin hearing the slow steps up the wide stone pathway. What sound like feet, skin kicking through, rocks more digging into flesh than being displaced. And a voice calls out, "Hey, y'all. We can make this real easy. I will escort you off this property and see you home. All you gotta do is open the door and come out." What would you like to do?
I holler back. Sorry, honey, not gonna happen.
Oh. What on earth is the reason? What, for a little piece of property? Then let me help you out. When I get you all back home, we can make sure that there's another property you can have. One that's not as contested as this one. Wouldn't that be better?
And why do you want this property so bad?
Well, give me an intelligence challenge.
Okay.
Be rating 4.
I'm going to put some effort into it. And does detecting falsehoods help me anyway?
No, because you're trying to persuade ultimately here. You're trying to get her to tell you something.
Okay. Okay, well, I think that's all I can do right now then. So. $18.
Nice. There is a long silenced friend of ours. Associate, really. That we just would like to finally let breathe air once more. And the key to it is this little place here. You can understand that. This place was one in the, well, you could say one in a trick of sorts. And then defended. And in doing this trick, well, they quite frankly wrongly imprisoned someone who had nothing to do with anything else that they should have been worried about. Now, there's many who are here and who are coming that want to see that reverse and see him free in this wonderful Appalachian air. So why don't you just help us out?
I'm sure that whatever he's telling you, there's probably a better reason why this has happened. So I don't think I can let him free. Because I'm sure if it was okay for him to be free, Granny Odessa would have taken care of it.
That foolish woman has put you all in a world of pain and hurt. I'll tell you that. We're not monsters, child. We're not relishing in painting this house with your blood. But we will to free our benefactor. So last chance. Relinquish this. Or see your insides on this property. You're muted.
Yeah, I was just wondering if anybody else had anything to say.
Yeah, they're just speaking to all three of you, so y'all can.
Right.
Whether you see it this way or not, you are trespassing on our property. We will defend it. So I guess what I'm saying for the last time is no.
That might be the last no you ever say. You are right, son. Very well. Can't say I didn't try. And you hear the steps upon the way getting quieter as she yells, "Let it be known that 3 offers were given and 3 answers returned. Statute of negotiation is complete, and the reclaiming may begin." And this, is there anything the 3 of you would like to say or do? She has left. Muted, Ryan.
Sorry. I said I'm going to use my 1 action recovery roll now.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
And then just watch out. See what's coming.
I'm going to give you a 10-minute if you want. If you'd rather do 10 minutes, or you can do action. It's up to you.
What
do
do we-
10 minutes.
What do we get back when we do it? The 1d6 plus 1?
If it's still +1 for you, yeah.
On a specific thing or all of them?
By Cypher rules, it's a specific, but I let them be distributed.
Okay.
That's the way I homebrew it.
Okay, I'll use the 10-minute.
Yeah. What's Nelly Joe doing all this?
I think she's confused. Nothing they just said made any sense. What were the 3 offers?
We've been asked 3 times to relinquish it, and each time we've said no.
Well, that's not true.
What do you mean?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, we don't know who their benefactor is.
Yeah, we don't want to know. It's the one that's locked away.
Exactly. They gave that away. That's the first time they've ever mentioned a benefactor.
Well, not really. I mean, they were negotiating for someone else.
No, but we didn't know that was. If that's the benefactor, then we know that what they said isn't true because we didn't tell them no the first time.
I think they were talking about 3 times tonight. Just now.
Riley said no twice, and Nathaniel said no once. To the person they were just talking to.
Well, the first time they asked, I just know we didn't say no. So if these are the same people, then what they said isn't true.
Well, I think now you're getting into technicalities, but I think what they're talking about is right now.
Well, if there's technicalities, I mean, it sounds like they're following technicalities by saying there had to be 3 offers and 3 answers. So they're following some type of code or law.
Right, that we don't know.
But if they're following a code or law, that means that there are rules to it.
Right. That we don't specifically know.
So we need to go talk to the guy in the tweed suit.
The guy in the tweet. No. We can't leave.
But we don't know how to play their game.
Well, we're playing it. We're playing it the best we can. We're protecting ourselves and our property.
Actually, I have an idea.
No on the Ouija board.
No Ouija board.
If it involves leaving this house, that's not going to work either.
We don't have to leave the house.
Okay. What are you suggesting?
Well, I guess they're gone, but if they come back, I can do it.
I doubt she's coming back. But I can't imagine there are other things that won't be showing up, but I doubt she's coming back. So I think at this point, we just have to prepare ourselves for what's coming next.
Well, she couldn't have gotten far.
Well, I think at this point, she doesn't really care what we have to say since we're not going to give up the property. There's no use talking to her anymore.
No, but I think she does care about what we have to say. That's why she came here.
No, she came here to get us to relinquish the property.
Right.
Which we're not going to do. So,
of course not. But
so there's really no point in talking to her anymore because the answer is always going to be no.
Our answer is no. But we don't know their rules yet. And I can figure out their rules.
Well, I think we're figuring that out as we go. And I think part of the rule, which we've already been told, is that we have to stay here overnight. That until we stay overnight here, that they have a good chance of taking it away from us. So now what they're going to try to do is scare us out of the house so we aren't here for the night, which then makes it easier for them to take the property from us. So I think we've learned some of their rules without actually having to ask what they are.
Then that means this might still work.
What?
My plan.
Okay, but what's your plan?
My plan is to make them think they didn't follow the rules.
Okay, and how do you think that you're going to be able to do that?
Because I'm very convincing.
Okay. Nathaniel, any thoughts on this?
Really, Joe, if you think your plan will work, I guess you can try. I don't know how much time we have.
I don't either. But since they haven't talked to me yet, I'm going to start with that.
So what are you gonna do?
I have no idea because I don't know where they are.
Nope, you don't.
So I guess we're just staying here.
Okay. All right. There is a crack as part of the stone wall gives way. You feel it as dirt and stone hit your boards that you have so carefully put up. Given the first test of what has happened, there's a slight tremor coming forth as the porch itself cracks outside where you cannot see, and you hear the howl and grunts of what seem to be a few mouths at once as something hard runs into the barricade at a window next to the door.
Okay, sorry, I have a quick question.
Mhm.
So don't forget that
I forgot the ciphers. Remind me of those defenses, please.
Right. I remember I lined. Remember you said
Mhm.
there was a small rock border.
Yes.
I lined outside of that.
Right.
And
So
also,
I'll take that back. What did we say the use of that was?
I was trying to use it as some sort of barrier. So
Right, the
remember I
first
had,
barrier.
yeah. So some sort of defense barrier outside, but then I also used the same stuff to help line the doors and windows inside.
Right. Okay. Cool. So that is the first thing that is powered. That's actually the first barrier it has to hit.
Yes.
Perfect. Excuse me. Sorry. All right. In that case, I think we'll take that 6 in there as well. Yeah. So this is going to be rating 2. I need you to roll against it straight up.
Oh man, I rolled a natural one.
Oh,
Can I spend an XP point to have her re-roll that?
of course you can.
4.
4. Okay. So that goes to regular failure. Perfect. In that case, yeah. So this comes up. This hits. You feel a crack as nothing breaks. So the porch has not been turned up. We're going back a step, and you feel the energy that you connected Riley to that wane as this thing pummels into it.
Okay.
So the barrier essentially has 12 health, and this just inflicted 4 damage upon it.
Okay.
All right. So for this right here, everyone can give me an initiative challenge for speed.
Sorry, Matt, I don't remember how that works.
So it's like anything else. If you have training and initiative, the number would go down. The number here is 4. It's a speed challenge.
Okay.
So speed challenge that determines your initiative in combat.
Okay. And it would specifically say something about initiative.
Yeah, you'd have training and initiative. It'd be initiative, and you'd
Okay.
have the T column marked.
Okay, cool.
So it'd be everybody.
I rolled a 16.
Nice.
So I'm going to use some effort. I can use that, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Which will drop it down to 3. Challenge rating 3.
Yep. You got it.
Natural 20.
Nice. What'd Nelly get?
I'm not sure.
Can I help or?
So how do I figure out my target number?
I said it was 4. So the rating is 4. So what are you? Do you have anything that's going to lower that for speed?
Yep.
Okay. So you tell me. So I say the rating. You tell me what you have, and then we go to the thing.
Okay. So I tell you what I rolled.
No, you tell me what lowers the rating. If you have
Oh.
anything that'll lower the rating.
The edge.
Well, edge only lowers it if you spend points.
Yeah.
Edge. So you're spending effort.
I mean effort.
Okay. Cool. So you spent your point for effort. So then your target number would. So your rating go to 3. So the target number's 9.
Oh. Nope.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So Riley and Nathaniel go. This threat goes, and then Nelly Joe goes. Nathaniel. I think for this, I see this as your preparedness kind of kicks in, and you're watching around. And I'm going to say that for this whole combat, whenever you want, you can give a free easement, one to each of you. So you can take advantage of one. So really an asset. You can take advantage of an asset, and you could go ahead and give an asset to Riley or Nelly Joe on any roll.
Okay.
But everyone gets one basically, but you're the one giving them out.
Yep. Okay.
And then do that narratively if you would.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. In that case, Nathaniel Riley, you get to choose what order that you two go in and however you want to do this, if anything.
You can go first, Bobby.
Thanks. Matt, so it's fairly dark outside.
It is getting dark, but more importantly, you can't see outside because you boarded up everything.
Okay. Well, so can I like try and determine where it seems like either the largest number or the biggest thing is coming from using perception, and kind of prepare myself to be in that spot.
Yeah, the clues you have here is that there's one thing coming straight onto the front of the house.
Okay.
I would say that's what you commonly know right here.
Okay. I wish we would have thought ahead and given me the ability to shoot from outside the house. Yeah, I don't know that if they're not in yet.
You can pry a board or something. I mean, remember, you can do whatever you want here.
Um, yeah. I guess I'll try and do that to make it an opening wide enough for me to see out with my rifle.
Absolutely. I love it. Yeah, what would you imagine you're going to do? Like, how do you think your character would accomplish it?
So probably if I can, use, I guess try and use strength to kind of like pry one of the boards that we put on the inside, I guess, or yeah. So just,
Like you run, grab some. Like, what do you grab?
like, if we still have the hammer or something we use to put it up, so probably there's a hammer around or something. Try to just knock it loose.
I like
You know,
that.
put the
Yeah.
yeah
Claw and everything. Yeah,
claw.
yeah. They're trying to get quickly. Going, damn it. Absolutely. So that was really from the outside was the issue. You're coming in from the inside. I think I'd have that actually for this. So, yeah, I would say it's a level 3 to get this without. This would be to get it without weakening it too badly.
Okay. I'm gonna use some effort. Your might. Is that okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's definitely mine. Yeah.
Okay. So now it's a 2.
I think we let you know that you had a hammer, so that's an asset. So remember, we
Oh.
always have assets here. So that's an asset. That's effort. So that gets it down to rating 1, which is 3 or higher.
I rolled a 19.
Oh, very good. All right. In that case, yeah, you take this out, and I think as you get into place here, you are able to actually fire instantly if you so want to.
Okay, yeah. And I don't know that I've ever done this, so
And remind me, did you put effort towards your initiative or no?
I did.
You got an actual 20? That gets refunded.
Oh. Okay.
I forgot about
Cool.
that. Okay, so you're trying to in attacking with your weapon,
With
you're looking
rifle,
at any easements you have.
So I'm practiced with the rifle.
Okay, perfect. So then this would be it's a rating 4. That skill brings it down to a rating 3.
Okay.
This can be speed or might. Attacking is always your choice.
I'm gonna go with speed. And I'm gonna effort. So it's down to 3, right?
Did speed. So you did effort. So it's down to rating 2, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So 6 or higher.
It's a 5.
Okay. So you fire. And as you open this up, what you see is a creature of dirt, debris, rotted plants, and fruits that have been used to push together and almost glue around animal bone and fang and jaw. Looks like it was meant to look a little like a catamount, with its jaws put in wrong places, where it should be, but also where the eyes would go as well. And it's attempting to chaw and go into this working of your sister. And in that moment of seeing this thing that's not even a thing, you breathe wrong as you fire, and the shot goes right into the porch. Riley.
Not really sure what I can do. Um, unless it gets inside, I can't really do anything.
All right. I mean, it's up to you if you pass it. I'm just giving these opportunities. So.
Then I'll pass because I can't really do anything right now.
All right. Yeah, you can definitely you can kind of take this whole turn and say that you're ready to ease or help with something somebody else might do. Like you're looking at your others siblings to potentially do that, and that would last until your turn would come around.
Okay.
Is that what
Yeah, then I'll do that then.
Perfect. And Nelly Joe. I'm sorry, no, it goes first. Okay. All right. So it mindlessly and unrelentingly goes against this once more. So as we determined before, this is currently a rating 2.
$16.
Oh, nice. This time, the barrier holds strong, pushing it back a foot as it readies itself to hit again. Now, Nelly Joe.
I'll try to talk to it.
What do you say?
I'll use my spin identity.
All right.
And I'll say, you are in violation. I'm the adjudicator representing the interests of this house. Stand down.
Will not take your action for this, but this thing, you look at it, does not seem to have a conscience or ability to understand anything you are saying.
Well, then I shout it at whoever is in earshot.
All right. Spin identity does what for you?
I convince all intelligent creatures who can see, hear, understand me that I am someone or something other than who I actually am. I don't have to impersonate a specific individual known to the victim. Instead, I just convince the victim that I am someone they do not know belonging to a certain category of people.
Okay.
And the disguise is not necessary. Um, and if you attempt to convince more than one, the intel the intellect cost increases by 1 point per victim. Fooled creatures will remain so up to an hour unless I do something to reveal my true identity earlier.
All right. Okay. So this is rating 7 challenge.
All right, so the spin identity eases that.
It's going to ease that by 1 to a rating 6 challenge.
All right, then I will use persuasion, which I'm trained in.
And can I help her with
Please.
that?
Yep, that would be 2. And then what does Riley do?
So Riley is going to put her hand on Nellie Joe and recite this verse. In the holler's heart, where voices blend with Appalachian charm, my will I send, by earth and stream, by ancient tree, let persuasion's power flow through thee.
Perfect. So we're at rating 4.
Can I also stack deception on top of that? That's another thing I'm trained in.
It is
Because technically it comes from I get two different skills that I'm not trained in from skill talking, and those are the 2 I chose.
right. So your power achieved the deception piece for you. All that we're doing now is the persuasion piece.
All right.
So I'd say probably
Cool.
deception would count in this.
So then I will go ahead and use a effort to lower that to 3.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be 9 or higher.
And yep, okay. So I guess that's as much as I can do. $19.
Very good. Answer. Shouting back. There's the voice again. Interesting that you have missed the proper time. But should you wish Negotiation. Come out and meet in the path. We will talk of many terms. All right, and that gets to Riley and Nathaniel. From what you can tell, the beast has not relented.
So it's still attacking the barrier.
Yes.
Um, do I feel like attacking it again would undo what Nelly Joe just tried?
I would say, given your connection to that you've began to establish, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Then Nathaniel will hold off his attack then. And will just keep his eye trained on the creature, but not fire.
And Riley.
Again, I'll try to help someone else. Because I can't really do anything if I can't really see anything.
Okay. Then go can roll again as this beast beats against the barrier.
Okay. Damn it. $18.
All right. Very good. It holds again. And now it's Nelly Joe's turn.
Well, it goes before me.
It just did.
Oh, all right. So Nelly Joe takes out a knot of rope, and she holds it up to her mouth, and she says, "Losing everyone I love." And then she places the rope into her pocket, and for the next 24 hours, she is afraid of nothing. Her intellect defense tasks are eased by 2 steps, and she is unaffected by any magic up to the cipher level, which I need to roll for. So that is a 3.
Okay.
And with that, as soon as the fear leaves her, she thinks back to having spoken with the man in the tweed suit, and she's going to use her dialect special ability to do her best to basically try to impersonate some of his speech patterns and his confidence, with the added weight that she is no longer afraid of anything out there. and she will go up to the door and she will say, hold your horses, I'm coming out," and start trying to undo the barricade.
Okay. So in here, trying to totally undo the barricade that's protecting the door.
Well, she's trying to find a way to get out. So if it's a window, she's trying to do it in a way that she can get out with. They could easily barricade it back if they needed to, but she just wants to, because she's tiny, she's going to probably just do like 2 boards or so to try to slip out of a window or something.
Perfect. Yeah, I think. Yeah, so the only role would be, depending, is just how is the integrity, is to keep the integrity of the barrier as you leave, right? So this would be really, I think, probably has more to do with your speed in this case.
Okay. All right. Well,
Rating
4. Okay, I'll lower that by 1 at least.
with effort, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Matt. Can I? So, sorry, Nathaniel will try and help Nellie Jo get through while maintaining, giving her 1 for the D20 that I rolled.
perfect. So that'd be 6 or higher.
And that also gives me a +1 since we're collaborating on the same task.
All right, yeah.
Very good.
All right. So that is I rolled 15 on the dice.
Good. All right, so you slip on out.
Yeah. She starts heading into the area that she was told about, exerting absolute confidence as the fear is not in her anymore.
Absolutely. You walk down. Nellie Jo walks down the path past the great hulking mass that's banging against the barrier. Make your way down the white stone path towards the gate.
Before she left, could she have turned to the other 2 and said, "This will buy us an hour if we need to do something else to the house"? And
Absolutely.
then she'll slip out.
And yeah, then we'll go to Riley and Nathaniel.
I'm not sure what she's trying to accomplish here. And now she's out there by herself, vulnerable.
I'm not sure either, but things are playing out as they are. So, man, I have an ability that allows me to call to mind a minor detail or a bit of trivia. Can I use this to try to think of, in my time as a forest ranger, have there ever been anything that described kind of like this creature made of tree and bone, and if there's any sort of legend or lore on what it might be, weakness, just any legend lore about it or anything?
Yeah. This would be intellect challenge. Rating 5.
Did you say 5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll spend effort. So I rolled an 11.
Okay. Expend effort. This would be a 12, so that would you're not able to recall anything.
Okay.
Not heard of anything like this. Riley.
I think I'm going to use Charmed Touch, which is 1 intellect point, and I have 1 edge. And I'm going to heal Nathaniel. I don't know what his stats are, but he's been putting a lot of effort in.
Mm-hmm.
What
Yeah, roll it.
does it do?
I'm going to heal one of your stats for 2 points. And what do I need to spend for that? Or do I need to spend anything since it was 1 intellect point and I have 1 edge?
Yeah, for 1 intellect and 1 edge, it's a free ability.
Okay. So.
Good. As the hulking beast hits the barrier again, go ahead and roll.
Looks like a 17.
All right.
Yep, 17.
And nearly here, and now Nathaniel, you stand where it puts its force. You can see a white light shimmer, pushing it back. Then Nellie, you see a woman walk forth. Black slacks and shoes that are flat. Draped over her arm, that is nooked now, is a slight handbag. She has a hat that is pinned to one side of her hair. Although you can't quite see in the dark, you can make out a black veil, netted, covering her face coming down from the hat. She has a half smile on lipstick lips. She walks with her feet close together. What is your offer?
Well, first, I'd just like to establish that you have gone about your procedures correctly. As you know, I'm not really here as a representative of either party. I'm just performing a overview of the deal to make sure it is being handled correctly.
We have gone above and beyond, I assure you.
That's fantastic. When I spoke to the owners just now, or the presumed owners, as they have not yet fulfilled the requirement of sleeping, they were informing me that these procedures had not taken place, but I'm sure that this can easily be disproven. I'm sure you have the proper documents and
It is the
evidence.
words that have happened.
Oh, right, yes.
I have said 3 things. They have given me 3 responses.
Yes, that is the interpretation of the law. However, as you know, there's more than one interpretation. After all, there is the letter and then the spirit. Do you believe that you have gone about the spirit of the law?
Indeed. More than generous.
Do you believe you have gotten your answer from all of the presumed owners?
It is not necessary. One speaks for all.
Ah, therein lies the trouble, you see, the letter versus the spirit. Just in order to make sure we have crossed our T's and dotted our I's, if you will. So you are therefore informing that you have not got the official answer from all intended owners of the property, if I am hearing correctly. But you have asked 3 times and gotten 3 answers.
This is true.
I see. Well, with that in mind, there is obviously a dispute to be had that could easily be remedied, isn't there?
What is your offer?
Well, the offer I came prepared to present was pretty simple. First, that well, I have no knowledge of this, of course, as I am not a kidnapper. But if there were an alleged individual who was taken as a means of the acquisition of a, let's just say, answer that was more beneficial to one party, part of the offer is to have that individual returned.
I have no individual in my possession to
I
return.
know you do not, and I am not presuming you do. However, if there is an alleged person out there by some unknown means or unknown force out there in the great beyond, I'm sure that if that person were returned, it would make this a very easy process.
Let's talk then.
All right.
This person returned. What do they give?
They will give you an answer in writing after you have had a chance, after you have been given an opportunity and a chance to present your argument. These people that I have just spoken to are actually quite reasonable people. They're not like that Miss Odessa, who is always causing problems. Believe me, I know I had my own issues with her. These individuals are young, easily impressionable. It would actually be quite easy to persuade them to your side, especially with a show of good faith as to return the mother. What I am offering to them is that I would give you 5 days to present that offer, or a shortened period of time, 24 hours, to present your offer. And if you get at least one of them to agree, then the property is yours.
No,
Very well.
it's
Then
not acceptable.
there is a second offer.
And that is?
The second offer is that you would have an opportunity to dispute their claim on the land.
We are disputing currently.
We are, but I'm not a judge. I'm just
This is the agreed how we dispute. A trial of fear and blood and claw
I agree.
upon the passing from one to the other.
Exactly. We know that. They don't.
Their ignorance is none of my concern.
It's none of mine either, but it would make this process go a lot easier. Let's just put it like this. You've seen already what they've done to that property. They're protected, and they don't even know what they have. Imagine what they would do if they did know what they have. So let me make this next part of the offer very clear. Someone has offered me a deal to give them that information. And rather than give it to them outright, I have decided to come to you and give you an opportunity to make them leave. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't want them on the property. They have the potential to become worse than Miss Odessa ever was. That's bad for me. But I'm a dealer, and if I can't find a deal with you, I will find a deal with the third party.
And you may. I'll tell you this. You wish me to stand any longer, there will be an offer that ends in the relinquishment of this property.
Very well.
Tonight, now.
How much time can you give me to convince them? It's not night yet. Well, it's not morning yet.
Those that would listen to me were here an hour.
One hour. That is acceptable. And more than generous. I will bring that back to them and also relay that generosity and that it is not often given.
In mind, I am but one of many.
Of course.
Turns. That works there. We'll go to Riley or Nathaniel.
So since Nathaniel has seen the light that this creature is coming up against, and he knows that Riley was sort of responsible for building that barrier or whatever, not fully understanding how this magic stuff works. He's gonna go up to Riley and put a hand on her shoulder and try and as best he can to understand, but try to force to like reinforce her will or energy. Basically, so when she makes her next roll for the creature, if the creature attacks the barrier again, so the defending roll, could it give her an asset on that roll?
Yeah, I think that would work. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
then I will um, take the opportunity to recenter myself and um, focus on trying to keep the magic of the barrier strong.
Okay. Like spending this entire time on it, um, between the two of you focusing, that keeps this particular threat from this round. No, there's no roll needed. So, and Nelly Joe can return, or really, it's your turn, Nelly Joe.
Could you repeat that last part one more time?
It's your turn. I think I said you can return, but you can do anything you want technically.
Every time
So-
I'm hitting the mute key, it like glitches everything for 5 seconds, and it's weird. So I'm trying to keep my mute on or off as much as possible. So I return and I go through the same window real quick. I kind of just like make myself look like I really belong there up until I get through the window.
Mhm.
Okay, that was informative, but didn't exactly go the way I hoped, but still got a lot of good information. So, here's the thing. They're really wanting us to relinquish, like, not even reasonably wanting us to relinquish. They said they'd give us an hour, or technically they think I'm taking the next hour to convince you to relinquish. We can't leave, but it sounded like it's going to get a lot worse. What they're going to start sending is going to get a lot worse. I tried to get them to release Mama, but they're not going to. They did believe I was a dealer, though. So I learned a little bit about dealers. They're apparently kind of like judges, too. Apparently the dealers, they handle a lot of decision stuff, but even with that, I couldn't really make a decision. They just wanted an offer. But I tried to give us a week. I tried to give us a day. But they just kept saying, no deal, no deal, no deal.
Right, because the longer time we have here, the more time we have to spend here.
Right.
Which makes it harder for them to get the property from us.
Which I think means our only option is indeed to stay here. But it also means there's definitely some type of code and law they're following, but it's not a written law. It's very open to interpretation. There's one other thing that I thought about while I was out there. There's a room here we haven't been in yet.
Well, I don't think now is the time to do that.
I think it might be the perfect time to do it.
What room is that?
Well, there's a door over there that when you go in it, there's a staircase that goes down. And at the end of it, there's a door. But when I tried to go through the door earlier, it was jammed. It wouldn't get open. I tried to do a lot of different things, but it wouldn't budge. But maybe if we can figure out a way to get it open. I just had this weird feeling while I was down there, like something wasn't right. Maybe there's something down there that could be useful.
Okay, but if it didn't feel right to you, then that's more reason to not open it right now.
Unless magic is making me feel like it's not all right. Like maybe it's part of the defense or something. It could have just been my mind playing tricks with me. Right now, I don't fear anything. It's crazy.
Interesting. What did you do?
I just tried it. Well, I had this, and she takes out of her pocket this little knot of rope. And yeah, after I whispered my deepest fear into it, I just stopped feeling any fear.
Interesting. What do you think, Nathaniel?
I think that that's in a basement under the house. And they're talking about something is trapped on this land, similar to what was trapped under the tree. So I don't think we should go down there, and I definitely don't think we should open that door till we better understand what's going on here.
If it's their benefactor and we get to him, that puts us in a very good position.
What would we do to him?
Well, I don't want to do anything to him, but it would make them maybe not be so willing to come after us. We could offer him as a trade for Ma.
Okay, but I think the whole point is that he's trapped here for a reason, and we don't want to let him go.
Yeah. Well, it's just an idea. Oh.
One thing, Nellie Joe, and this is part of some of the roles you made very high in 19 and such. On your way back, you saw this creature that had churned up earth as it arrived and was burying against the barrier. You saw a card that was labeled Joker with a drawing of a cat upon it, and a a small black candle that looked like it was half burnt and filled with herbs. Would you like to grab those?
Yes. Yeah. Because I would just remember she wouldn't be afraid of anything. So yeah, she'd grab them.
And y'all are fairly magical based on the way this game particularly works. So I'm going to allow the determined cipher rows to kind of happen here. So you have, I've just put it in ciphers and artifacts, Conjure Card, Little Joker, and Death's Candle. Seems things that Granny Odessa had buried here. You also can continue with what you were doing. Let's give one more roll for the creature going against the barrier during this time, though, please. Because it's not stopping. You are muted there, Riley.
Sorry, it's a 3, so does that mean another 4 off the...
Yeah, that'd be 4 more off, unless...
Can I spend an XP to have that re-rolled?
You can.
Yeah.
Okay. 16.
There you go. It withstands again.
Guys, that barrier's not going to hold. We have an opportunity. We could go downstairs, figure out what's down there. Maybe it can help us.
Or maybe it could hurt us.
Well, I can guarantee you what's coming through that door is going to hurt us.
Again, I don't understand what the leverage would give us if we were at their benefactor.
We don't know what's down there. We don't know if it's a benefactor. We don't know if it's a secret tunnel. We don't know anything.
Nellie Joe, that's the whole point. We don't know anything, and we keep digging into things.
No. We do know one thing. She points at the door. We know that's going to get through. But we have no idea what's down there.
Okay.
Nellie Joe, you do what you want. I'm going to stay up here, and I'm going to defend the house.
Okay, Nellie Joe, You're acting like this is already over. You don't have any faith in our abilities to keep ourselves and this place safe. I understand that you want Ma back, and I want Ma back too, but they're not going to give her back unless we give up this property. And I don't think that we can give up this property because I think whatever they want to release, whoever this benefactor is not a good entity or creature or person or whatever. We don't know what it is, but it apparently is locked away for a reason. And I'm sure it's a good reason for why it's locked away. So, uh, I mean, Nathaniel's right. You can do what you want, but I think you need to have a little bit more faith in us and Granny Odessa.
That's exactly why I want to go through that door.
Well, then go through the door, but I'm with Nathaniel. I'm staying up here and I'm defending the property. I think that's the wiser bet is defending the property, and then we can check out the door tomorrow in the daylight.
Right. So at this point, either does anyone else say, or what do you want to do? As well, I'll tell you from GM side, I'm not hearing anything that sounds crazy. I just hear options from my point of view. So
yeah, I do think Nellie wants to explore down there because of several reasons. Or she at least wants to get through that door. So I think she's going to attempt to do that on her turn.
Excuse me. All right, sounds good. So we had this conversation. I would say let's go ahead and have another roll against the barrier, and then we'll I think then we'll do I guess technically we would then do Nellie Joe and then the two siblings.
So I got a 12.
Good to go. So Nellie Joe, you're heading down the stairs.
Yeah, she'd be going back to that door from earlier.
Yeah. Back down the creaking stairs. Seem much more rickety than before. The house. The presence that seemed to not welcome you is distracted. Like, still this idea of not being wanted here. But it is also focused on its own survival just as you are. So it's a little less ornery. Plus, you have no fear. So you go down and seeing almost as it doesn't get anywhere, it can't afford to spend more of its attention upon you. You feel a resigned acceptance. And now you see the door, iron and bolted shut.
Is it bolted?
Just from this side.
Was it bolted before?
I think it was. No, I'm just using colorful language. It's locked, whatever it was before.
Cool.
Sorry. I apologize.
Okay. So with it feeling like it's kind of distracted, she's going to just see if the door opens, if maybe the house was keeping it closed.
Absolutely. It does turn, but it seems stuck.
All right. She will try to open it, pull it, or hit into it a little bit.
It does open out. Yeah, so this is a mic challenge. 5.
Mic challenge 5. Let's see. All right, and this is not magic, correct?
It is actually.
Is it level 3?
No, it's level 5.
Okay, cool. Just checking. All right, might challenge. All right, I will attempt to go ahead and lower that by 1 using effort.
Oops, make it 3 might. Good.
And interestingly, there is one on here that says any task that involves finding out something new. I don't know if you would allow that as a.
No, I don't think in this case.
Okay. All right, so it's lowered by 1. And just kind of looking at this, I think that's all I can do. Yeah, sure. That's what we'll do. So that's whatever task. I don't remember, but we'll roll it. Okay, that's a 19 on the dice.
Oh, very nice. Okay. You pull and pull as you put your foot against the wall, and finally it comes loose. And you see a gray-haired, transparent man staring at you, their eyes bleeding. They have a bayonet upon a rifle stuck. They scream, "Yeah, here, but not welcome."
Okay. I'm just going to use my spin identity.
Mhm.
Which will lower this by 1. And going to go ahead and spend an intellect effort.
Very good.
Lower that by 2. And I'm going to say we're trying to protect things. We're trying to help.
You need to roll 6 higher.
Okay. An 8.
In this game, for anyone following the game mechanics, the 19 had this particular spirit not attack instantly. Gave you a chance here, and it was. They look and they go, "Well, you should have said so. What's wrong with you people?"
Yeah, sorry.
Well,
What can you do to help?
well, as those who wish to keep the house left by my Odessa, you may have free access here. Don't go deeper.
Understood.
They sink through the floor.
All right. So I guess that's her turn. Her next turn, she'll try to look around.
Yeah. All right. Then Riley and Nathaniel. Or actually, let's go ahead and take a break and do Riley and Nathaniel. Now that I'm looking. All right, all right. About to get on back, family.
Dang it.
All right. So, Zeller Joe began to find out some of the deeper mysteries of this inheritance. Above, Riley and Nathaniel had their own ideas of what needed done. What the two of you like to do.
So if the creature's going to keep attacking the barrier, Nathaniel's going to take a shot at it.
All right. I will say, I think with this whole deal, you get the sense there is this. You can do this, but you do think it's going to undo the truce.
I guess I'm confused then because they're still attacking.
Well,
So
it has to do with the barrier and a physical blow.
okay.
Right. So it has to do with you doing direct harm to something versus this thing hitting a barrier.
I guess my confusion, or I guess Nathaniel's confusion would be they're still assaulting.
Yeah, and
It's still
that's
an
fine. If
assault on
Nathaniel
the.
just like screw this, but there is these things. I think.
But I get the sense that it would undo it.
You do because I was giving you that before, and I think and it's been doing this. And it is a strange deal, but it has to do with everything going on.
I'm going to go check upstairs to make sure everything upstairs is still okay.
Give me an intellect challenge, please.
Okay. I will put some effort into that. Doesn't matter, I got a 2.
Yeah. It's here. By the way, did we determine who had those ciphers?
I thought Nellie Jo had both of them.
She does. That's fine. I just want to make sure with cipher limits and everything.
If there's one somebody wanted, they could grab it because it would have been because it came up after the fact. So if she would have brought it up, but I think it was mentioned after we had that conversation.
All right.
I guess, is anybody at their maximum?
I'm at 1 out of 2.
Okay. I'm at 1 out of 2.
I'm at 2 out of 3.
Okay, so any of us could take one.
All right. Riley, I want to give you GM intrusion.
Okay.
So you can take the XP and give the XP to another. You take the one and give it one to another person.
Okay. I'll give one to Nathaniel.
You hear a growl from behind you. You turn and see two glowing red eyes staring out of the darkness. They shine on curled ram's horns and sharp canine teeth, with legs that end in claws, sharp and hair almost like a straightened sheep's.
Okay. Then on that note, to protect myself, I will take out my one of my ciphers. It's called Reflection Taper. And I am going to put it over by the fireplace. In Granny Odessa's room, and I'm going to light it. And what it says is light the candle and set it somewhere where it's not likely to blow out for as long as the candle is lit, and it lasts 10 minutes per cipher level or until blown out by the wind or enemies. So it's level 5 that I rolled for it. So that means 50 minutes. Each time I'm attacked, I inflict 2 points of damage back to the attacker. 3 points if the cipher is level 4 or higher. 4 points if level 6 or higher. So,
Okay, so this is like put behind you, basically.
yeah.
Okay, makes sense to me.
Since I figure I'm not going to be able to leave upstairs now, I put that there to help protect myself. Plus, I also have armor of 1. I don't know if that helps.
All right.
And that'll be my turn.
Then, Nathaniel, I don't think we quite got something from you. What would you like to do? There you go.
Nathaniel will so Nathaniel serves the green, right? Is one of the things that I selected. So I think that Nathaniel has at times been in the woods and he's followed an instinct, a feeling that he wasn't quite sure was his, but it has always led him to something or something like that. And so I think that he will try and find the sense of that feeling of try and feel that connection, and maybe through the tree that we've interacted with, and knowing that if we deny, if we fail, then we're not able to help the tree. We're not able to complete what the tree needs done. Just try to see if there's a way to reinforce the energies of the barriers that are already in place.
Okay, just enforcing the barriers that are there.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that works. I guess give me a might challenge then.
Okay. Use some effort. It's a 19.
All right. In that case, this is becoming more and more of a sturdy barrier, able to wedge furniture and things to keep things even more hard, making it would last a bit longer. All right, and then Ray, let's go ahead and roll against thing hitting the barrier.
I just rolled a 5.
Okay. That'll be 4 more points off of it. Oh. And back down to Nelly Joe.
So the guy had said, "Don't go further down." Right? Those were his words. Okay.
Mhm.
So in this room, is there like a stairwell going down?
Right. So now you have a chance to look through as we're coming back.
Okay.
You look around here, and being a young girl, first thing you look for is how you go down further. That looks like, and you see a blue cover, like almost like a submarine. Almost, it's a circular turning thing that locks down.
Blue cover like a submarine?
Yeah, like the turnstile, like a turn, like where
Like
you
a hatch.
twist it and you turn the catch up. It's just blue.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. I gotcha. I was thinking bed covers.
No.
All right.
Gotcha. It's blue hatch that is mostly covered in dirt. You just see sort of the top of it. And around here are other herbs than what you saw before, all labeled very nice and neat, as well as a small collection of about 17 books, stacked very neatly. There are a few benches, some that are stocked more with knives, others cloth and other supplies. It's like almost a workshop.
Okay. Okay. So it's kind of like a supply room workshop, and so there's like so you said there's got herbs up on shelves and
Mm-hmm.
17.
As well as various other things. There's like crystals and ingredients of all types, beetle wings, and there's a very small vial or small jar of something labeled wolf grease, and a plethora of other ingredients.
Okay. And these books here, are they labeled?
No.
Do they have symbols?
There's no symbols. They're bound in what seems to be some of it seem to be some type of plant material put together. Others seem to have more like a leather bound. Others bound in something that looks more like skin.
Okay. Okay, this is helpful. Um, she is trained in using magic. Does she see, just from a quick glance, anything that looks like it might be useful as protection charms, protections,
Okay.
spellcraft?
What I'll say is there's not like a cipher here. What this will do is count as an asset toward doing a working or getting something moving.
Mm-hmm.
And get a desired effect because it's so wide in what it can contain.
Okay. All right.
So in other words, it can kind of fuel some creativity. Right?
Yeah. But she knows that Riley's better at magic than she is. And however, now that she knows where this is, okay, so she is going to, and you said that cover thing was the only thing that was leading downstairs, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
The
hatch
hatch.
closed.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, she'll start heading back toward the stairwell to go back up. Is what she'll do.
Got it.
She might take she'll take from here just like one or two of the books, and just to kind of show, but otherwise leaving everything else untouched.
Perfect. Yeah, and just for everyone, this acts more like an asset than what does this book say? What does this book say? Particularly. All right, so you just begin heading up, and then Nathaniel Riley would like to go first.
Go ahead, Nathaniel.
If you have an idea of what you want to do, you can go first.
Okay. I'm just going to turn back to whatever this creature is that I'm looking at. And I'm going to hold my hands up so that it understands that unless it does something to me, I won't do anything to it.
It stands there and growls. This is something that you've felt before. How's the time when Riley has seen red eyes peering at her from the woods into a window while she was sleeping? What happened?
I mean you no harm. I feel as though I've been in your presence before. Is there something I can help you with or you can help me with?
And it growls and just is. This is essentially an intelligence thing. This is. It's not attacking you. Its presence is just terrifying. So this would be an intellect challenge, rating 6.
Okay. Okay. Can I attempt to use my hedge magic to help myself not be afraid of it?
I mean, how so? Because it mostly moves things, right?
Well, it's let me find my too many things open. Again, it just says temporarily change the color or basic appearance of an object, cause small objects to float through the air, clean a small area, mend a broken object, prepare food, and so on. I just can't use it to harm another creature or object.
Right. So I guess I'm saying what, because like the question like, can I use hedge magic to do this? Like, is kind of weird, but the idea of using hedge magic to actually give me an example, like in order to calm me down, or to do this to calm me down, makes sense for me to go. Oh, that sounds like an asset. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I want to use my magic to help calm myself from this thing of fear.
Oh, I got you. Like the magic itself would be a calming effect.
Yes.
Gotcha. Thank you. Okay, so that makes more sense to me. Yeah, like it's going to be like an odor or something that kind of produces this effect. Yeah, sure. So that would put it down to 5.
Okay. I don't really think I have any assets that can help me. Oh. Can I use my camera to maybe try to get a picture of it, but at the same time maybe blind it?
I mean, it's not going to have to do with this resisting of it.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably about all I can do then. So what I say to myself or what I put out in the universe is, in the heart of the hills where courage prevails, with Appalachian magic, fears hold we curtail. By moon's gentle glow and the stars shining clear, banish all fear, let it disappear. Now I know that it's not going to make it all disappear, but if it does at least help me calm, that's okay. And
That's all. So 15, all right.
let's hope I can roll high. Roll high. Nope, got a 6.
So this would be. Oh,
Can I spend an XP and re-roll?
you can.
Okay. Well, let's see if I can roll higher. Come on, dice. Well, it's better, but still just a 13.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take 4 points off intellect.
Okay. Oh, I didn't even think about using that. That's all right.
His presence overshadows yours in a sense. And it doesn't move. It does not take its claws. It's not attacking. It's just frightening as it stands. And then Nathaniel, if you want something. I feel like you've gone.
So Nathaniel is just gonna keep aimed at this creature. If the barrier falls, regardless of this negotiation or whatever, if the creature advances, he will take fire. He will fire.
You got it. So Riley's rolling.
I got to choose, so the barrier has fallen.
That's definitely. And so you, I think since you set it up, Riley, you feel the power surge out. And Nelly.
Okay, toss.
Nelly Joe, it is your turn. You're muted.
I thought you were gonna say something there.
Oh, like Nelly. Da 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 da. Sorry about that.
All right. So let's see. If she goes upstairs, she doesn't see Riley.
And you're pointing his rifle out the window, staring down it.
All right. So she. Yeah, I guess she'll call for her because she doesn't know where she is. She's just going to kind of shout out, Riley, I've found a lot of herbs and magic books and things that might help.
That's great. Wished I'd have known about them several hours ago. And that's what you kind of hear from upstairs. It doesn't sound like her normal, somewhat confident self.
Okay. So she'll kind of take the books with her, and she kind of yeah, I guess she'll head up the stairs if she heard the voice. So she'll go to where she assumes she is.
Okay. And I'm sorry, Riley, you had your cipher that was supposed to give you levels for resisting damage, right?
Yes.
Okay, erase that then, because you would have passed it.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. You have to remind me of that. So that happened. So, all right,
Sorry,
Nelly, you head on up. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't think that kind of damage, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just still considered mechanically attack, even though physically it is not one. So, Nelly, you come on up. Now you approach, and there you see Riley, wide-eyed, hands up as if trying to calm a rabid dog, and you see this thing of nightmare.
Okay.
What do you want to do? At this point, I'm going to say, let me do a few things here. The thing here does not come onto the porch from outside, Nathaniel. It's as if it is now waiting, has stepped inside, but not touched the porch. So now I'm saying is y'all can actually RP a little freely now. What do you want to do?
It doesn't look like the creature's advancing. Where are you guys?
They're So I guess she speaks, which is probably going to get the attention of this dog.
Yeah, but you're not afraid of anything right
That's
now.
true. No, she's not, but
It actually
she
can't do its
speaks.
thing against you because of that.
Oh wow, okay.
Mhm.
Actually, I do want to say the magic has to be regarding fear if it doesn't affect her. So it has to be
And this particularly is.
okay.
So.
All right. So she says, "Yeah, there's a giant dog in the bedroom up here."
What? Nathaniel will make his way up.
We should all maybe not be in the same area. Maybe continue guarding downstairs.
Okay. I guess good luck with the big dog thing.
Well,
Right.
it's not technically, I guess, attacking me. I mean, it's making me afraid, but it's not hitting me.
Well, maybe I can watch the dog, and you can go check out the magic. There's books and stuff down there. I brought two of them with me.
Okay, let me see what you've got.
All right, and she kind of hands over these two books that she took. There's a lot of herbs down there, a lot of different ingredients and stuff.
Oh,
Also, there's a hatch, and I met a ghost who said we cannot go down. And I think he was on Granny Odessa's side based on what he said. So I think that's the part that she wants to keep people out of.
uh, uh, yeah, I guess that would be probably right. And you said the ghost was on Granny's side?
Based on what he said, he said that he wouldn't harm us because he thinks, well, he knows. Well, I don't really know how he knows, but he said, or he assumes that we're with Granny Odessa. And then he said to not go any further down. And then he sank beneath the ground, and there's this hatch in there that leads down, and it looks like it's locked or something. And there's clearly something down there that they're wanting us not to go to, which maybe it's the benefactor, maybe it's something else, who knows, because I think that's her study room. I think that's the area I came into. I think it's like a magic study room, a work room, has a lot of her magical stuff. Thought you'd really want to see it because, I mean, I'm trained in magic too, but I figured you might know more than me, and if there's something in there that we can use to help fight against these things if they get anywhere near us, then maybe it's in there.
Okay. Well, let me see what you brought with you, and then maybe we can figure out how I can get around this thing.
Okay. Yeah, I don't feel anything from the dog.
Well, that's good. It's frightening me. So I'll take the books from Nellie Joe and continue my standoff with whatever this thing is, and maybe try to look at them.
Nellie will try to pet the dog. Only if he allows it. Like, she's not going to be stupid about it. She's not
Okay.
like, oh, here. But,
It's clear, yeah. First of all, it's not really a dog, but I mean, this thing's huge.
oh,
This
okay.
thing is like this thing is like larger than a horse.
Okay.
So,
Never mind.
like the mouth is the size of most of her body.
Okay.
It's growling, it's slobbering. It's not a.
Gotcha. All right.
even if you entertain it because you're not scared, you go, "Oh, it definitely does not want me to do this."
Gotcha. Never mind.
Like, and, you're not scared, but you also don't want to get hurt. You are sure it will hurt you.
Right. No, it's not stupid. It's just
Yeah, perfect. I'm good. Yeah, then I think Riley, give me another essentially intellect defense from being in its presence.
Okay. Oh, a nat 20.
Ooh. As you see this thing, it occurs to you. You think of the agreement that Nellie has made. You think that's all that it can do, or all that it will do, for now.
Okay.
So, sorry.
You're good.
I would say, with that in mind, you now have additional 2 assets to resist its fear effect.
Okay. Then
Again, you all can free roleplay whatever you want to do. Because they can Nathaniel too, whatever you want to do. And
okay. Then is it possible for me to squeeze by it to go downstairs where Nellie Joe said? Or am I still?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if you actually go and it does not pursue you down the stairs.
Okay. I'm still going to leave my candle there. So that if at some point it does try to follow me and inflict damage again, I still have that candle.
So now it really comes down to what the 3 of you want to do right here. Because the threats are mostly held at bay.
Right. So yes, I would like to go downstairs and check out this room. And see if there's anything in there that I might be able to use.
All right. Anything for Nathaniel here? Are you going with them, or what's?
I think Nathaniel's going to try and figure out how this thing got in.
Okay.
If there was something else that they missed.
Yeah, I think. Well, the only way to do that probably is to go upstairs where it is, and subject yourself to it.
Okay.
So, like, do you want to go up there and
Sure.
do that, or are you going to say, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So, moving up. Give me. This would be. This is kind of noticing something, but it would be like intellect challenge.
Okay. I'll use some effort. It's a 15 on the die.
Up here, you see shattered upon the floor pieces of glass. And on the floor as well is what looks like blood. And a small base Containing a doghouse. Except one wood base that looks like a really tiny one, maybe about an inch or less. Constructed out of tiny wood. And even then, painted and inscribed with odd sigils.
So did you say a vase?
Base.
Vase.
A base. So it gives the impression of like a snow globe.
Oh. Okay.
But the glass has been cracked and the liquid inside looked like it probably was blood.
Hmm. I'll pick up the base.
See that strange constructed doghouse. Thing now growls more ferociously. So like let's do resisting the fear attack basically here.
Okay. That's intellect. Right.
Yes, it would be an intellect defense.
Okay. Use effort again. Natural 20.
You two get the strong sense that this is all this thing can do right now. But time is running out.
Do I feel like this is the thing that allows it to be here?
Think with all of this, you think it might have contained it at one time. And possibly with the things around the house growing weak, as ownership is changing, it was able to break out of the binding that put it in.
And you said there was some sort of writing or sigils or something. Um, Nathaniel would like to try and cut his finger and begin tracing those sigils again with the thoughts of trapping the creature.
Yeah, let's do using magic starting at rating 6.
Okay. That's intelligence. So I think I still have Miss Odessa's knife. Am I correct in this? Did Riley or Nelly Joe have
No, you
it?
have it because
Yeah.
I remember very specifically saying we asked to borrow it last week and then we gave it right back.
Yeah, we were very careful. I remember we did not want to take it off somebody who wasn't here,
Okay.
but we needed it for one thing to make something work.
So he's going to use Miss Odessa's knife specifically to cut his finger.
Okay.
Could I use that as a asset?
Yes.
Okay, so
let's
it's
get
5.
this down to 5. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll use some effort.
Got it.
That's at
I got
4.
4. Yep.
And I think he'll just, in that thought of trapping it, he'll think, my blood is Miss Odessa's blood. Our blood is shared. The power is shared. Trying to give myself, using that sort of, as I've heard Riley doing, she chants when she uses her magic. So trying to use that, and can I use that as a way to give me that final asset that I have from the previous 20?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So then that makes it a 3. Okay.
Higher.
13.
Very good. Q. You trace this with your blood lodger around the exit lit by the candle that Riley put down. The runes, or the sigils close to this creature, going to give off this red, almost smoke around it. Like your blood is being consumed, but slowly. Won't last forever. You're not even sure if it'll fully contain it. But you've done something.
Cool.
So in game, I will tell you that this will hinder it in doing things.
Okay.
All right. So this time, Riley's made her way down in the same way you discover what I described to Nellie Joe.
Okay. I'm going to look at I'm not going to open it, but I want to clean it off and look at it. Check, like, what type of maybe magic, if any, Granny Odessa used on it. So I understand in case I need to reinforce it.
Understanding magic. Give me an intellect challenge.
Okay. Does understanding my understanding of magic help me?
Yeah, so this starts at 6. It'll go down to 5.
Okay. And I will put some effort into it. So that's a 4.
Or you have these books that you are clearly using, so that's an asset to bring it down to 3.
Okay. Let's roll and see what we get. Uh, 10.
Hmm. All right. So you're able to discern. Here, looking at this specifically. This must be painted blue once a year under a blood or blue moon in order to keep its power. If opened, the power of it is gone,
Okay.
and shutting it will not reinstate the power.
Okay.
And 3, that this only lasts as long as someone owns this property.
Okay.
Someone for a moment to not own it, specifically not even someone, but a person who it was left to, who has made some type of pronouncement to the giver as a member of family. You think of how she insisted you call her Granny Odessa.
Okay.
Those are what keep this binds something and keeps it in a place below here.
Okay. Okay.
I guess the other condition technically is it must be able to be opened by the owner of the house. So,
Okay.
like locking it and taking the key off the property would undo the binding.
Okay. Okay. So that'll be my turn.
Yeah, almost. Yeah. Well, yeah. I would say again, we're not quite in turns at this point. I'm going to kind
Okay.
of. We're
Yeah.
just so everyone just please go like
Yeah. Okay. So
interacting and but I do think it's a good time for Nellie, Joe, and Nathaniel to interact at the same point.
right.
I think Nellie would go downstairs mostly just to assist with the magic, since she's also trained in it, and that's about where she's the most useful at the moment. So she would go down there just to kind of basically providing a help action for any type of magical things that might or may not happen.
Did she come all the way downstairs with me, or she go back to the first level?
Oh no. Like, did you go down the hatch?
No.
Oh,
Into the basement. That's what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
yeah.
Into
She
the
goes to the basement.
Okay, then I would relay to you what I learned about it must be painted blue once a year, either on a blood moon or a blue moon. If we open it, which we're not going to, it basically dispels the magic. Closing it does not reset it. And the house must be lived in by someone, preferably someone that has been named as family, which would be us, since she insisted on us calling her Granny Odessa. And it can be opened by someone who lives in the house, but I wouldn't recommend it. And I wouldn't recommend taking the key from the property.
So when you say open, are you talking about the house?
Say what?
Or do you mean the house? Or
Yes.
okay. Okay. Well, at least we're finally getting something, because I mean, people we've been talking to haven't been very forthright telling us anything.
Yeah. This is
So-
my understanding from what I was reading from the magic.
Okay. All right. So that's good. So there are rules, and I guess
Yes.
as long as
So we need to keep track of the blood moon and the blue moons.
Oh, is it a blood moon or a blue moon right now?
No.
Okay. Does it say anything about Is there any way to claim the house without having to spend the first night here?
I don't know that. We can try looking into Granny's books here. Maybe they'll give us some more information.
Also, I was just thinking, that guy or that lady was so hung up on the letter of the way things are written instead of the spirit of them. I was just wondering, is there a way we could convince them that we have slept in this house before?
Probably not. My guess is that they have some type of magic or maybe spies who know who come and go. But remember what Ma said, nobody ever actually came to see Granny. They always met her at that stone.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, nobody would have stayed here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think at this point we should look into these books. Maybe we should check on Nathaniel.
Yeah, last I saw him, he was heading up to the dog, or the big giant Clifford dog.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
Should we go see if he's okay?
Yeah, probably.
So I'm going to put back the couple of books that Nellie Joe gave me and grab a couple of others.
Okay.
And then I guess we're going to go see where Nathaniel is and if he's okay.
Nellie will grab one too, so she can try to read one as well.
Nathaniel,
Yeah.
are you okay?
I mean, I guess as well as can be.
Well, that's at least good.
I think I did something.
Okay, what do you think you do? You did.
I think that dog, creature, whatever that thing is, was trapped in the snow globe.
Oh.
And the base had these letters. He'll show the base. And so then I did it with my blood over there on the floor.
You did what?
I drew them and tried to do something. It growled at me, so I don't think it was happy with what I did.
Oh. You drew those sigils on the floor?
Yeah.
Around the thing?
Yeah, I didn't directly attack it, therefore I'm not breaking any rule.
No, I understand that.
I just figured it was my turn to do totally random crap and that I know nothing about.
Oh, no, that's okay. Where did you
not? It's done.
Where did you find it?
I found it broken over there where that, blood is. I think it was in the blood.
Oh.
I think I sort of get the feeling that as the protections are weakening, things that Odessa maybe kept here, Granny Odessa kept here, are losing some of their power too.
Can I attempt to mend the snow globe? It's not a huge...
It's like shattered essentially, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. So there's not enough of that broken glass.
I mean, I think that if you wanted to try to redo something, you could potentially try to do it, but
Okay. Because I want to use my hedge magic. It's to attempt to mend the broken object.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I think we could probably do a challenge like that if you guys want to go up and do that. But I would say with the books, like you get the sense that this was probably a somewhat complicated working.
Okay.
Again, like mending a cage doesn't put something back in.
Right, but I was hoping that if I could mend the globe, that we might be able to figure out how to get it back in there.
What are we doing?
Trying to stay the night in this house.
Okay. How much time do we have left? And what are we doing at the end of the hour?
Defending ourselves and the house.
Okay. So the barrier's down because apparently attacking the barrier isn't breaking one of their crazy rules. So we have
Okay.
one less defense.
Okay.
A dog is in here. Dog, ram, sharp claw thing.
Right. And I was going to see if there was a way we could put it back in that snow globe so that it's not in here.
Okay.
But we can leave it here how you have it.
I just
bound.
I don't know what we're gonna do.
Well, I can try to reinforce the inside barriers again.
I mean, maybe now that you have access to Odessa's stuff.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I can keep an eye on the dog thing. Unless you think you need me.
No.
Unless you think all of us being down there or something will do some good.
No. Yeah, I want to search or go back downstairs to the basement area and kind of flip through Granny Odessa's stuff on magic and her barriers so that I might be able to reinforce them, especially around the house. If we can defend the house, then I can take care of the rest of the property later. And maybe even see if there's something that might help us. Like I might be able to create for Nathaniel to do damage to whatever's going to attack us.
Okay. Yeah. I think then I think we can move to this is like another thing that all of you are doing in this hour, and then we'll probably say the hour it will be up at some point because you're doing these preparations, all of you. So whatever you want to do here, certainly things like potentially rebinding this thing you could potentially do. Yeah. So right now we're thinking of Riley specifically. So you're thinking about redoing the bindings and probably giving a weapon. Which one do you want to focus on, I think, here?
I guess at this point, making sure Nathaniel has stuff to defend himself and us in the process. So I don't know, maybe if I can come up with some sort of bullets he can use, or gunshot shells, or
so I'll say there's definitely something you come up with that can, I mean, if it works, help with that. And I guess just to make sure if anybody, because you could choose to help Riley with that, or you could choose to do something else. I want to kind of get what everyone's doing just in my mind. So I like that. And I think that'd probably be really that hour, don't think you could do both things.
Okay.
Nellie Joe, is there something you wanted to do?
Well, I think Nellie's. Let's see. Well, she's already bought the hour, found the stuff, so I think she's just going to use this time to do what she said before, which is that's mostly just assisting with magic in any way possible to help with that.
Cool. So with Nellie and Riley working on that, everything will get a free. You're providing an asset basically, and then Nathaniel.
I think Nathaniel will just, I mean, because as soon as the hour is up, things will happen. So Nathaniel's just gonna the dog at the moment is the immediate threat, the dog goat thing, whatever it is. So he's gonna stay poised to react to whatever it does. But in the meantime, can I use my action recovery to recover some pools?
I mean, you have an hour, like I said, so you could use the hour.
Okay, I just want to know. I wasn't sure if all the things we were doing would be preventing me from doing like the hour, because we've done a few things since the hour started. So
Technically, but I think it was just trying to get to what is everybody doing. So
Okay.
Like we weren't doing anything that was that long.
Okay.
I think so. You can still use the hour. It's fine with me. But everyone else, you're because he's particularly recovering. The other two of you are working. So, all right, fair enough. Then I think going through this, yeah, so I just do one row here. What you find is a way to infuse lamp oil, and you have everything you need down here to potentially do this, so that you can stick weapons in it and light it, and then those would give it a power against, or give it a magic boost. Basically, it would help against things like haints and such things, creatures of the inner dark.
Okay. Then I will take it up to Nathaniel and
Well, we're going to roll for it, but
okay.
So what I'm going to so it would be harder to make the more weapons you want it to affect. You can have it just affect Nathaniel's, or you can have it affect more weapons. You tell me how many weapons you want it to affect.
Well, for sure Nathaniel's shotgun. I don't know if Nellie Joe has a weapon. I guess, can I rub it on Nellie Joe's fists?
Manager, do you have kicks?
Or
She has kicks, yeah.
okay.
Put on her shoes.
Yeah,
if
her
you want.
shoes. Yeah.
It's 2.
I guess just as a precaution, my pocket knife.
Okay. Perfect. So that'll bring it up to starting at a rating 7.
Okay.
Which Nelly Joe's helping you. So that's 6. You're here, which puts it, because you have all these supplies. It's like an amazing workshop. So it brings it down to a 5. I know you have using magic.
Yes.
Which would bring it down to 4.
Okay. Yeah, and I think that's about it, because technically what I would be doing would be harming another creature, so I can't really use my hedge magic for that. So
This is the intellect challenge. And since Nigel, you're helping, if you wanted to expend effort to help, you could do so as well. But it's up to either of you.
okay, well I'm going to use some effort
Yeah, I'll use one.
to bring it down to it. Okay, so that brings it down to a 2, right?
Yeah, so 6 or higher, yeah.
Okay, roll high. Oh, a nat 20.
Crap. Amazing. All right. All right. Yeah. Since you're doing it with this, it ignores armor. It makes any weapon ignore armor from magical creatures or from supernatural entities. And yeah, it would do +6 damage on top of whatever regular damage a weapon does. Because of that, you got that much because of your crit.
Okay.
Because of your 20. That's what the 20 got you.
Okay. So rubbing this on your shotgun, Nathaniel.
Yeah. So the way this would work is you'd put her kicks your knife and the thing of her shotgun, and the oil kind of gets on it. And at once, as you've put the herbs in here and mixed it, and you've heated this to kind of let the herbs infuse into it, putting the right things, you light it. And it comes up with a fire of blue that rages. And then as you take these 3 items off, it splits into the 3 parts, one each resting upon your weapons. And so we'll consume this oil. I think with that nat 20, though, it's going to last all night, though. I'm going to give that to that, too. I mean, it's just great.
Okay.
You got this. Like, it's a major, major thing you just scored. The natural one.
Yes. Okay. So +6 damage to supernatural entities.
So, Matt, do they also get the effort that they would have expended?
Correct.
the 20?
Correct. Any points you also get back that you spent.
Oh,
Thank
nice.
you for reminding me.
And then can I use my one action to recover some more?
Yeah.
Since I was busy the hour.
Yeah, you're going to want it because it's, I would say things are about to rev up.
Okay. Okay. So did you get that, Nelly Joe? +6 on your kicks?
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Then the hour passes.
Okay, so that also means that my candle is just about done. It maybe has like 5 more minutes.
Right. As it goes. And the house. And you can just hear a voice shouting, not directed at any of you. As you hear the creaking of the creature rushing and the porch steps breaking as it's beginning to fling itself at the house, and the creature from upstairs howl something vicious and awful. And this seems like a really good place to go for the night. Pick up next week. So we will do so, with you guys getting some very, very good boons.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.